results very quickly. The weight loss products, the Thermogen tea, you know, it's a great tea. Here we go again. It's got caffeine, but it is alkaline. So that's a good way to start your day instead of a cup of coffee that's 2.0.
On the bottom, on the instructions, it says, but if you have diabetes, not to drink.
And I think they do, yeah, and I think they do that. They're trying to cover themselves, so to speak, you know, because they don't want somebody having, you know, reactions here or whatever. And when people already have degenerative disease, you know, they can have response to the food they ate that morning and blame it on Thermogen tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're just trying to protect themselves, and I understand that. You know, if it were me, I would say, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So it's just like drinking another tea with caffeine in it.
Right.
Right.
You gonna drink coffee?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot better for you than drinking that acid coffee.
Okay.
It's a whole lot better. I mean, you're not going to sue Maxwell House if you have those reactions when you drink a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Right. And that's going to do a lot more damage. It's going to be a lot more damage. And if you'll notice, chromium is in so many of the weight loss products because it helps to balance blood sugar and curb appetite at the same time. So it's actually going to be something that anybody that's a diabetic needs today, is chromium, because of what it does to help balance blood sugar. And the green tea, we know what a great antioxidant is. We know all the great benefits of green tea. And that it helps to boost the metabolism for the day, kind of get us going. Feel like exercising or feel like doing what we, you know, are called to do today. The AM and PM, I love it. The hydroxytryptophan helps when we take it in the morning. It helps the muscles. It helps to build muscle and burn fat. And it helps to curb appetite, and it even helps, would you believe, mood. Then you take it at night, and it's designed to actually help you sleep and help you burn fat, build muscle while you sleep. So it's a marvelous product.
Any precautions of PM with diabetes? Yeah. Any precautions with PM?
I haven't seen any issues.
What was the question?
If diabetics can take PM.
AM.
It
says it.
It probably does, and I think it says if you're taking any medications, not take AM either. I mean, as far as blood pressure and so forth. But you know, I haven't had any patients have any difficult problems unless you're really, really sensitive to thermogenic things. You know, if you're real sensitive, and you know you don't want to take something and get the shakes, you know, because you're very sensitive. Some people are, but most people can take it, and if they can't, fine.
What about the
find
kelp?
something they can.
What about the kelp that's in the AM/PM for
I love
thyroid?
kelp. It helps to support the thyroid.
For those who are already on thyroid medication?
Oh yeah, that's just like eating food. I mean, that'd be like having, say you couldn't have an apple, or you couldn't, you know, you couldn't have greens or something, you know. It's like saying you couldn't have spinach salad, you know, or kale. You know, and those are all, they have some of the same benefits as kelp to help support the thyroid. A lot of the thing with thyroid, guys, this all goes back to gluten again. They're bringing autoimmune problems all back to gluten, and I've added the, you know, the BHTs and all that embalming fluid. So what happens is the immune system starts running away with itself. It's trying its best to catch up, and so then it starts attacking against itself. And when that happens, it starts, the first thing to go to be attacked is the thyroid. So that's the reason why the radioactivity and all that we've experienced, you know, even with the Japanese situation. That's why potassium iodine is something that people are supplementing now, and things that we can do to help support. And by the way, the NutriShake does have that. So another reason for taking it first thing in the morning. I didn't touch on much on the green Lviv, the aloe vera, the milk thistle, the alfalfa, the artichoke, the senna, shashandra, the licorice, the ginger root. All of these help with the liver and help the liver to refurbish. You know, the liver has 8,000 jobs. Between 500 and 800 of those jobs are life-dependent.
Wow.
Life-dependent. So we have to cleanse the liver. Now, you can't cleanse the liver without having a cleaned up gastrointestinal tract, though, because that's where the liver, all the poisons end up in the liver. That's the reason it's so difficult to take pharmaceutical, chemicalized drugs because the body, it's first place it's going to go is the liver, and you start having reactions because the liver gets overloaded. So we got to cleanse that liver. That's so important. That's such a huge root to illness is the liver. So that was the reason why I think the green leaf is so awesome for that.
Is there any products that a person that's on Coumadin
There are, and I would suggest anyone who is on Coumadin to talk with their doctor. But I can tell you that if you will start with Lviv and some of the other products, you'll get where you don't have to have the Coumadin. That's what I've done. I've helped my people get away from it.
Amen.
And that really does get where you will not have to have as many medications, you know, when you start getting, we're all after this right here, to come above disease. I have like I said, I have a lot of favorite products, but I can't say enough about Green 29. And I know you guys have heard me speak about it, some of you, if you've heard on the calls. Every time I talk about Green 29, they go back order. Because there isn't anything Green 29 doesn't help because it's so high in chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is purifying for the blood. It cleanses our blood. The reason why anybody's going to have a blood pressure medicine is because the blood's too thick. It's dirty. It's toxic. You got to clean it up. That's why Green 29 is so helpful in doing that and helping cleanse the blood. Well, it helps the liver. If you're going to help clean the blood, you're going to help the liver. And the chlorella that's in there is that pure green algae that helps us to eliminate heavy metals and toxins. And that's the hardest thing for the body to eliminate, are those heavy metals and those toxins that we're all exposed to every day in America. You can't live without getting exposed to it. So it even helps aid us in the processing more oxygen. Everybody's in oxidative stress. There's I don't know, maybe John can tell me exactly what the percentage is now compared to what it used to be of the air, oxygen in our air, but it's like a quarter of what it used to be. It's just not there. You know, with the ozone problem.
It used to be 21%.
Okay, I think it's like, what is it, 8 or less now? It's really low. Of course, it depends on if you live in the country or city or what, but still, nobody is breathing enough. It's where everybody is in oxidative stress. I have a body scan. It's a biofeedback computer that reads the body in my clinic. And it answers about 65,000 questions. About, if you were to have that many questions, it has that many answers. And I have programmed in many hundreds of different supplements, homeopathics, detox formulas, those things. And people have asked me, how did you get so excited about Ardyss products? Well, the main reason was because when I started programming them in, they started showing higher than anything I had. And I had to take a look at this seriously. And so the more I've gotten involved with the Ardyss products, the more excited I've gotten. Because they just keep showing higher than anything I have in my body scan. But everybody, it shows on the body scan, just about every person that walks in there is in oxidative stress. And everybody's acid. And everybody is either malnourished or sometimes anorexic state. I've had people come in that weighed 300 pounds and said they had anorexia because they were. It's like they were getting absolutely nothing, no nutrition whatsoever, just empty calories. But that's what happens. You see, when you don't have enough nutrition, the body goes into starvation mode, and you want to eat everything inside. That's why you sit down and eat a whole bag of chips. You can't stop. The body's starving. It's really starving for minerals because of the salt you wanted. That means the body really needs those minerals. Now, but it's not going to get it from the regular salt. It's not going to get it from those potato chips. See, so that's a sign right there. And if you're craving carbs and sugars, that means you're not getting enough amino acids in the proteins, okay? And I don't mean just meat protein, animal protein, I mean vegetable protein. That's why it's so important that when you have that NutriShake in the morning, you are not going to crave the carbs and sugars the rest of the day. Wow. And if you want to turn around and have it for lunch, you can have it for lunch too.
We sure are.
You better. It'll work, I guarantee it. The chlorophyll, back to chlorophyll, and cleaning the blood with the Green 29. It even helps the body not only to get rid of the heavy metals and chemicals, even molds and fungus out of the body.
Really?
So it helps to neutralize the bad air that we are breathing. So it's going to help the lungs too, see? And it promotes growth and repair of all the tissues.
Everybody put their phones on mute for me, please. Because we're just gonna have a choir in a minute.